My name is Thomas. For those of you who don't know me, I run this little company together with Faraz here. Rodrigo is also with us, Hannah is with us, and Raul is with us. I don't know if Raul is online yet. He resides in Pretoria in South Africa. So I am based in Gothenburg. Faraz runs the show here in Stockholm, and we are teaching people how to build web-based applications. And these people usually don't know what web-based applications are. When they come to us, they know that internet exists and that you can do stuff on it somehow, and that's basically it. And these are the prerequisites to enter the bootcamp, actually. You have to have owned a computer at some point, or at least used it, and then we can take it from there. And if you are ready to work hard, and if you're a motivated person, and if you listen to us and trust us, then we can make you, turn you into a junior developer in 12 weeks, which is pretty amazing. And as a proof that what I'm saying at the moment, right now, is actually true, is today's presentation, because these guys, 12, 13, 14 weeks ago, hardly knew how to program HTML or JavaScript and such, right? And today they will be showing off a final project that they delivered at the end of the bootcamp, and we can see some pretty amazing stuff. All right? So without any further ado, guys, the floor is yours. Thank you. Thank you.
So the bootcamp, that was 12 weeks of intense work. There was some crying, there was some laughing, all the scale of feelings. But at the end of the road, we had to put together the knowledge we have learned to this journey, and we wanted to add to it in our final project. So we had gone pretty confident with Rails and easy with it. So we decided just to use Rails for the backend and do an Angular frontend with a JSON API standard. So we bumped up the complexity a lot because the learning experience is never over. We were also lucky for this project. We got a real client and gained real life experience working with him. So who is our client? Our client is Ikram in here, that's serving us this very nice food. And he owns the restaurant Kimchista. And he wants to make his business better with a good website that has some ordering functionality. So he wanted to look very simple because he wanted everybody to be able to use it. But making things look simple is not simple. It had a very complex architecture and the technical, and it was a challenge for the user experience. But I think we pulled it off.
So what was the task in front of us? So basically what client wanted was to have a website which you can order, where you can order food, and basically kitchen gonna take order information. And then client wanted also a mobile app, which we agreed upon that we are not gonna do a mobile app, we're just gonna do a mobile-friendly website due to not so many people gonna download the app. We thought. So so we agreed upon like basic, simple website, like where people can just order food like 30 minutes prior, and just grab their food on the way, like up to 30 minutes. So that was our task.
Magnus?
In our first meeting with Ikram, we went through the first part of the design sprint, where he explained to us his business needs and we created lo-fis to visually represent those needs. After that meeting, the team talked about how we could implement the features the client had asked for and which ones we should prioritize. And we created a dry run to go through with the client and show him how we wanted to set up his website.
Yeah, and after the dry runs and the design sprint, we created these mock-ups of the website to make sure that we got every feature covered. And once that was done, we sent it to Ikram, and he said yes or no to certain features, and we updated accordingly. And once that was done, we went on to the user stories, which are small stories with information about the user's journey throughout the site to make sure that we fully understand what features we need to implement.
So we could call those derailed and delusional when we decided on this architecture and having had like 1 day experience in TypeScript, little work with Angular, but we managed. This is the tech we used. So we did Rails for the backend, and we tested the backend with RSpec. I'm very proud to say we have 99% test coverage on the backend. That's good. Then we built the Angular frontend that is written in TypeScript, used Protractor and Jasmine to test that, and we have 95% test coverage there. That's why it's very important to have a semaphore and a badge to be proud of our test coverage. So we deployed our front-end and back-end. So we used Heroku for the back-end deployment and Surge for the front-end. And as a good coder with practicing good practice, of course we used GitHub for our version control.
So let's jump into the demo in a second.
Så det här är när den är stängd.
So this one, when it's closed, you have some ingredients or the food, which is like out of stock. You can press the button or order. So if you add to the basket, you can't order, which because of the restaurant is closed. Because this is today is Sunday and it's closed, so you can't order anything today. But we're gonna show you guys how, like on Monday, Friday, and Saturday, how we can order food. If we get some food to the basket. For
Yes.
example,
So we're choosing the daily dish, which you can
yes, this,
explain.
this is a daily dish. The restaurant has daily dishes like Monday, Friday, and every day is like different dishes, and it has 89 crowns price. And then we have other products here. So if we add some more stuff in the basket, for example, drinks. Yes. And it multiplies inside the basket, so you don't have to see lots of lines with the products. And you can remove from the basket, and you can clear the basket. So let's jump in for the payment. So you just press the payment there, and then you're gonna have to have your email and card number. And we pay for that. Some back-end stuff is going on right now, and it's gonna come back like this. Thank you for your food. It's gonna be ready in 30 minutes. And then kitchen's gonna receive this information about the order with the pickup time and what was ordered. So they have information about pickup time and amount of the food they can do on the kitchen. And this is the iPad the kitchen's gonna use. This is like simple solution we came up with. That kitchen's gonna take these orders, and then they have this pickup time here. And then when this order is done, you just swipe to the right, and it's done, and you have the next order to deal with. So this is basically the basic solution we came up with.
Yes. Now we can talk a little bit about what stuff we realized during this project. Collaboration is pretty important. We kind of realized fairly early on in the bootcamp. But for this project, since we had a real client and had to be done in 2 weeks, we were pretty stressed, and we had to make sure that our collaboration was pretty much perfect, so that we don't start working on something that will stop the other teams from continuing on something else. And for that we did a lot of planning with agile methodology.
Yeah, so for the collaboration and the communication, we use agile methodology to help us get through with this, have some oversight over the project. And so we practiced the Scrum meetings in the morning and in the afternoon. That was very important to let everybody know the status of our work, and it was important for us. And we actually also had some meetings together with the team to meet up and talk about what should be next, prioritize, and looking over our pivotal track project manager. So we practice the Agile methodology to help us through the collaboration.
And as our coach Thomas says, that communication is extremely important, especially when you have the team and you have to, like Amanda said, collaborate with each other in an effective way. So it was ups and downs for the communication, but it was nothing like we couldn't deal with. So people had frustration, and we just communicate, improve our communication, and we deal with all the frustrations and all the problems we had among each other. So it was a good experience and good journey to have with.
Yeah. Magnus?
Researching. We had to do a lot of researching to accomplish our tasks in this project. And to save time, we split the tasks between us. And we had to convey our results to the rest of the team and decide on what technology to use.
Yeah. So how did it feel to take this boot camp? Pretty much like getting thrown into cold water over and over again. You felt panicky feelings in the beginning. I can't do this, it's horrible. And then after a while you get used to it and you start to feel like, yeah, I can do that. And then it happens all over again. It never stops. It's been extremely intense and we have learned way more than we actually thought we would. So we are really happy to have had this experience with Craft Academy, our coaches and everyone on the team.
Yeah,
True
Thank you
story.
very much.
thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna show our other teammate, Magnus. Here it is.
Wait, Magnus!
Hey, Magnus.
Woo! And Raoul.
Raoul.
Yes, our coach Raoul, but he's not screen sharing
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is basically our coach.
Hey,
Raoul.
Thanks, Raoul, for all your help.
Yeah, thanks for putting up with us.
Very happy to see your product, guys. Nice one.
Thank you, and thanks Thomas.
Yeah,
Thanks, Raoul. Thanks,
and
Thomas.
Rodrigo. And for us.
And
For us. Thank you.
Right. So, well, on behalf of the entire little team of Craft Academy, I would like to say thank you guys. It's been a privilege, and I'm mighty impressed of the stuff you did. And again, I think another round of applause. As a coach, it's a really overwhelming feeling. Again, you have to understand that a while back, 3.5, 4 months ago, these guys didn't know how to code, and now they're making this amazing stuff. And I've been through this journey a few times, and every time I'm just blown away by how amazing people are. And we keep pushing them out of their comfort zone, as Amanda said, those cold showers or whatever metaphor you use, that's the plan basically. And if you stick to it, you're going to prevail and come out on the other side as a bigger person, I would say, or a different person at least. So again, thanks very much. If you have any questions to the team, we're going to mingle a little bit. If you have any questions to us, the coaches, of course, we're here.
What happened to Basil?
Once again?
What happened to Basil?
Yeah, that's what we're wondering
Enjoy.
too.
Yeah, where is
Yeah.
Basil? I don't know where Basil is.
We're trying to contact him to be with us.
Yeah, since Friday basically. So we have another really great student in Africa, and he had to go home from where he studied, go back, and we lost contact with him.
Yeah, we don't know. So
So
just
if you can switch to my screen for a second, Basil received his certificate on Friday, before he left, and we had this.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right.
Right.
Oh, he's actually
He was
smiling.
traveling.
He is smiling. I never seen him smile, man. I never seen him smile.
That's only the hang up
He's
with you.
just stressed.
Yeah. Oh, that's the guys. All right.
Yeah.
That's all right. South Africa team. All right. So I want you to understand one thing before I let you in. Like the team was distributed. So we had 2 developers here in Stockholm. We had 2 developers in Gothenburg, and we had 1, obviously, developer in South Africa. And one of the things that you guys didn't mention, of course, but for some reason probably, is that we do distributed computer engineering, so we don't have to necessarily sit in the same room, but we do multi-locations, and that is how work is done in the industry today. Quite a lot of companies today use remote workers and distribute their offices or their organizations, because you are looking for talent. You're not looking for people living in a specific city, right, when you hire. So I think that remote work is very important, and that's also a core part of the Craft Academy curriculum, I would say, and the way we do things.
We kind of forgot it because it feels really natural right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That's probably why you didn't mention it before. You got a question?
Yeah, I was really curious about the client, what the client
Yeah.
thinks about the project.
Come up and say a few words.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Hi guys, my name is Ikram. I'm a client at this restaurant, and I think about everything is happening here was amazing. People, I work a lot with people, like with chefs, so especially with chefs in the kitchen is like princess. So this team was amazing. So everything is easy to communicate it. We don't have too much discuss. Everything was like quite simple, and everybody understands each other. And work was amazing, and team was amazing. I don't have too much to say, but
Well,
I
that's
like
amazing
it.
words.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
was. So I think I'm happy. But yeah, we need to something. This maybe we design everything, but it's coming. Best thing was everything is working and everything is easy for use. If you see like now, like this time for another apps, and every time you should go login and some too much things to go another site, another way. But this one is quite simple. Everything is with only one page and just and information as well. So just put it, check it, and order it. That's it. So thanks, guys. It was a great job.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
We're really lucky to have you as a
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Food.
Food? Everybody hungry? All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna taste your wonderful
Yeah.
food. You wanna tell us what we're getting?
Okay, we're getting is funchosa. It's like sweet potato noodles. I just make myself. I'm not cook. I tried my best. So food was 2 hours before we do it. Is in the kitchen. There's this guys. If you want this, I have two different dishes as vegetable or chicken. I don't handle it. Do it a little bit more. So otherwise, you can come and welcome in my restaurant. I can view that. You know. So that's it. Welcome to
All
the
right.
kitchen.
Thank you very
Let's
much.
get something to eat then, people. All right.